Alright guys, Dayton Tuesday Roundup, IAA. Okay, so we got a Grand Prix with a 3.8 run driver. That's a solid car. You can probably get $2,500 for it. I will probably add that to the watch list. This 04 Impala is basically the same car, but this one looks a little bit rough and it's an 04. Probably just avoid this. The Grand Prix. Hyundai Tucson, I don't know too much about these. A small 6-cylinder. Yeah, so I'll just kind of move on. The Chrysler 300C with the Hemi is still here. It didn't sell last week. This Corolla is still here. We got a Kia Sportage. I don't know what you could get for these, but that looks like a solid little car you can make some money on. The 06 Eclipse with the 4-cylinder. Interesting. So this is the post Fast and Furious body style. It's kind of a strange car, not too much demand for them. I think it was the same as a Mercury Cougar, if I'm not wrong. So we got an 05 Dakota, solid work truck. An 81 C10. So let us take a look at this. Definitely getting rat rod vibes from this. I'll add it to the watch list. So it's stationary. Probably 160,000 miles plus. When you see that exceeds mechanical limits, you know you can't count on the odometer. This would be a great candidate to restore. It's got a Texas title, apparently. Yeah. Inline 6. Could make a cool hot rod out of this, I think. I don't have the bandwidth or the interest in doing that right now, so I'll move on. 08 Impala, 3.9, solid car. 700. And it's stationary, so that's pretty low if you just gotta throw an engine into it. What do you guys think? Worth it or not? 06 Envoy. Again, some people swear by these. They've gotten them where they run forever. This one looks like it may have the airbags in the back, which have fallen. It's a runner driver, so it looks like it has a solid engine. Mitsubishi Mirage. Civic look-alike. Still here, 97. That really hurts it, that age. I-85 S10 truck 4x4. I think if this was a 4.3, I'd be more interested, but just as like a farm truck, 4x4 farm truck, it's an interesting unit. I will watch it. We got a Camry here. Probably be pretty expensive. This Lexus is still hanging out there. The miles are high, the year is high, and you probably have to work on the engine. The 2.4 is generally a better engine than this V6, but they got over 300,000 miles out of this one. Check it out. We have an Escalade Avalanche. I don't know how practical these are, but I mean, this has a 6.0. Definitely would make a fun truck, fun tow rig with a shorty bed. Again, Beetles, $1,000 bucks. What are you gonna do with this? Who are you gonna sell it to? Faded paint. I'll move on. 04 Silverado with the 4.3 short bed. Yeah, good work truck. '04 Altima with the 2.5. This is a decent car. This is before they started putting the CVT and everything. Pretty fuel efficient with that 4-cylinder. It being an '04. What do you guys think? I think you'd be fighting to get $3,000 for this. We just sold an '08 Civic with similar miles for $3,000. This is leather, which is nice. So I'll watch this, but Don't think the upside is super high. And oh wait, Taurus X. Eddie Bauer. So this was before the 500 came out, and not the 500, the Flex. So Ford was doing these kind of boxy wagons before going full-on crossover, and they got some traction with these. I would avoid it because I don't really see the market for it. An 03 X5. With these BMWs, you're going to be dealing with oil leaks, transmission fluid leaks, just a bunch of leaks and rotted out plastic and rubber parts in the engine, in the suspension. It's just not worth the headache at this point anymore. Some people swear by these. I just have no need for it. It's too big for a farm truck and probably too expensive, and I wouldn't want to daily this or use it as a tow rig. 13 Murano that got hit. Again, watch out for the CVT when paired with that big V6. Lucerne, we've talked about doing these. This one is hit in the back, not worth the time. Got another Grand Prix, got up to 200,000 miles. I'm telling you guys, this 3.8 liter is a solid motor. And by 06, this was the Gen 3, so they had fixed some of the stuff like the intake manifold gasket would leak. But they had updated it by this point. So if you can get you a 3.8, it'll be solid, it'll be torquey. You really can't go wrong with that. We have a 98 Astro van. You know, my wife wants to do like almost like a camper mini house van. This would be a good candidate. Maybe a little bit too short on the wheelbase. I'll watch it, see what it does. 16 EcoBoost. I don't know if this was a theft or what. It looks pretty clean. It's stationary. The key is available, so I don't know what this needs. Let's keep going here quickly. An RDX 17 10.7. What do you think? Worth it or not? So we have a price on the MDX 875, 300,000 miles. Yay or nay? Let me know. Well, we still got a 02 Impala runner driver, $500. So this has the 3.4 as opposed to the 3.8 or 3.9. I would definitely avoid that. 09 Versa, these really plummet in value. So the fact that this one is even rough, I would stay away from it. Alright. Yep, Tiburon's still out there, down to $500. What do you guys think? Is it worth it? $500 on a 21-year-old Tiburon project? Worth spraying it, fixing it up? What do you think? Let me know. There you go. The 3.6 with a bad rear wheel, rough body for 800. So yeah, there was a ton of engines for these. We've seen a 3.8, 3.6, and 3.9. Let's try to get you a good one if you do. There's a Ford Fusion Focus wagon. It's down to $525. Like I said, guys, it's 20 years old. It's a wagon. It's a Focus. And the market's not really here for that. And buyers are telling you that. This is what, the 4th week it's been through? Alright, let's go to the next page quickly. The Aspire is still out there, $275. Well, let's look at it for $275. Now, granted, with IAI, there's all kind of buyer fees, but they're offering it up for $275. I mean, at this point, this is. I mean, what is this? What would you guys call this? A gas saver daily driver? Low front wheel drive, automatic. A 1.3 liter. So let's do the cost calculator. 275. You could have this for $500 out the door. Is it worth $500 to have this? What would you do with it? Would you commute to work in this? You guys tell me. That price is pretty tempting for a car, but is it worth it? We got an Expedition. That price isn't bad. Make a good work truck. It would tow, store stuff. Getting to the end here. We got a rough Hyundai. Leave it alone. An S10 with a pretty decent miles on it. I don't like the 4-cylinders. I always like my S10s with the 6-cylinders, especially that 4.3. 675. Let's look at it. You could do a work truck, drive it for sale. Looks like you might need tires. So you might need tires and suspension. That's really not bad. Really not bad. Alright, so those two Avalons from last week are gone, but we have a new candidate with a smashed window and hood and roof. Not sure what this will go for. It is low miles. We got another Murano. Is this the same one? I think this is the same one. 775. What do you guys think? Is it worth it? An 06 Canyon. No front. And here's the Ranger Splash. Still sitting out there. 875. Out the door, this is about 1,300. People are gun shy for that, obviously. Look at the miles. The weird splash bed. Regular cab. This might sit out here for a while. I know I'm not interested at this price. We got a nice Highlander. I was looking for one of these for my wife, but could never really find it. And could never really find it at a price that made sense. And then this also has the 4-cylinder. So you know what I did? I went and got an RX. You're basically getting a fully trimmed out Highlander, and once they're 10, 12, 15 years old, you can do pretty well. And they ride great. Wife loves it. Okay, getting to the end here. Box truck, 3700 diesel. I would love something like this, but I can't really justify spending the money right now. 01 Tahoe, an 87 truck. Alright guys, that's it. Not too much going on this week's auction. I think the highlights for me are, interestingly enough, just waiting to see what happens with this Aspire. Is it worth it for $500?